Hi guys, Spill and Chill Podcast here. My name's Maisa, and I'm gonna be your host today. I am too lazy to introduce or come up with a new way to introduce a person, so please introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. My name is Zhenya. I study at the same university as Maisa does. It became a tradition, I think. I studied German. Although I've been studying English for 12 years of my life, it was a coincidence, I guess. Well, I don't know what to say else, so I
You're doing art, let's start with that. You're an artist.
I wouldn't call myself an artist because it's not like I do something pompous, something big and bold.
Well, comic artists are still artists, so...
I haven't drawn any comics in my life yet.
Yeah, but you have a concept, and also you've already participated in Spill and Chill Design, which was the Chill Day Dudes toad design, which we all love. It has now become a tradition to post this toad every Wednesday, and some kind of a poll with it. So, let's Spill and Chill Podcast, yeah.
Advertise it.
Spill and Chill Podcast on Telegram, Yandex Music, YouTube.
Yeah.
I guess that's all, yeah.
It's
Please
subscribe
listen
and
to us.
tune in.
Yeah. Also, we are drinking today Raspberry Indulgence.
It's such a
Ahmad
funny
tea.
name, honestly.
Raspberry Indulgence sounds like a sin.
Yeah, but
Let's indulge in raspberry today.
but honestly, it's really tasty. It's it's really an indulgence.
I love raspberry. Just in
Yeah,
general.
obviously.
We're overcompensating for the last episode, which didn't have tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The raspberry one.
Try. Did you try the raspberry one? You have already participated a bit in the podcast, like behind the scenes, and now you are one of our guests. Do you have any plans on do you want to continue participating in the design part of our podcast, or because I know we've discussed it already, but I want everyone to know.
Well, honestly, it's always been a kind of a dream to participate in some kind of experience like that. I haven't been really active throughout my life. I haven't had any contacts with other people, with other creative people. Although my art, my hobbies have always been some kind of ground for new people to come into my life. So I'd be really happy to try out something like that. Although I think it's with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, something like that.
Of a thing, because I really like this podcast to have a great design, and I'm not a designer. I don't have any kind of education in this area.
I think none of the people who are on the Spill and Chill team are designers,
Honestly,
but still, as an artist, a person can understand what to do and what not to do, what would look best on a preview or on a post. For example, our now designer Elle does, which is promos for people who are going to be new guests, and previews, and our logo and all that, which we are really grateful for. So, for how long have you been doing art?
I've been doing art since I was a really small child, like a kid, basically. My mom always likes to tell me a story. We had a wall in our flat where I would like draw stuff. It was just a plain white wallpaper, and it was a legal place to draw on walls. Yeah, and I think it's just like something that I've always been gravitating towards. You know, I also did a lot of artistic hobbies in kindergarten. I used to go to some. It wasn't an art school. It was like
Art class, something like
class,
that, like
some
a
kind
club.
of
Yeah.
club. Yeah, it was a club, I'd say. But I've always been drawing. I've always been interested in this kind of stuff. It's just something that I honestly right now I can't imagine myself without that. I've been thinking about getting a tattoo, honestly, just because I like myself. I'd like myself to express something even with my body, because it's just something that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, it's honestly I would get a tattoo, but as I'm thinking of teaching, if I ever get a tattoo, it would be on like a hidden part of my body, so like not to screw with my future possibilities and opportunities of job opportunities. But I also, I would love to have like a giant piece here with like, do you know like biblically accurate angels and all that? Like I wanted to do a biblically accurate angel here, and then like a sword, and then another here.
Another biblical angel?
Yes, I
Like
love
two
that.
biblical angels and a sword?
Yeah, but between them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Does your art affect your life in any way, or like vice versa? Maybe like your life affects your art in some kind of way.
Well, I have answers to both of these questions, honestly. First of all, I'm that kind of a person that tries to find new people around oneself throughout hobbies. And well, art have always been my hobby, and a path towards new new interests,
new hobbies.
So I'd say that art affects my life in some way, because art is the reason why I know certain people, and I cherish those people a lot. They are huge support in my life, and like, well, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And vice versa. I think every artistic person at some point of their life wants to express some kind of emotion, you know, throughout their drawings, their sculptures, or anything like that. So I guess it's inevitable for your life to affect your art, in some kind of way. Honestly, sometimes if you think about it, even those great artists of the past, their life affected their art a lot. Their illnesses sometimes, their grief, their loss of loved ones, and yada yada yada. Yes.
I mean, if we're talking about like life affecting art, this painting here, I drew it after I was rejected for the third time from one of Bricks forums. And like they chose another person without experience instead of me, and I was so devastated and so pissed off that I drew this painting. So I understand you.
Art therapy.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like I looked yesterday at these two paintings, which are for sale. I am hint, they are for sale, hint. And
Basic marketing.
Yep. And I thought about the fact that I want to draw more, and I need to buy myself a canvas. But like, I dream of buying like a giant ass canvas, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it, and I have no idea where I'm gonna put it. But I still want a giant ass fucking canvas, because I mean it would be great to paint something big, but I don't know where to put it.
I've painted some. It wasn't a canvas. It was just a sheet of paper at the art club, and honestly, it was hung on up on the wall, and sometimes it was honestly a little bit tiring because you have to stand by the wall all the time. You have to walk vertically, and well, your hands are tired, your back is tired. Everything is tired.
My favorite
Your
way
body,
to
yes.
paint is on the floor. So I lay down the canvas, and I'm usually either sitting or lying before a canvas to
Shrimp
draw.
position.
Or like
Shrimp position.
yeah, literally like yeah, or like legs up in the air, swiveling.
Schoolgirl.
Yes, literally the schoolgirl style, like gossiping with my friend.
Spilling and chilling.
Spilling and chilling.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. Okay, I have a kind of a touchy question.
Oh,
I see a scar on your neck.
Oh yeah.
What is it from?
Well, it's a surgery scar. It wasn't like me. I like to joke that I'm like a headless horseman because it looks like my head was chopped off.
Yeah, and
At some
someone
point.
just stitched it back.
Yeah, and it's honestly so amusing for me. I really like this scar. It's from surgery. I've had cancer treatment.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a long story. It was a devastating story, honestly. But at some point of life, honestly, not that long ago, I've had this like in December. And we're shooting in February. It was hard at first, but I managed to cope with that, and it's some kind of a story that I'm really fond of telling right now because I've always considered myself to be a person that is supposed to support other people and help with my own experience because I really don't want people to experience stuff that I've experienced because sometimes that experience is really painful and well, you understand it.
Traumatic,
Yeah, traumatic, yes. So yeah, cancer.
I didn't like it.
I
Never
didn't-
doing it again.
No, I hope not. Because honestly, it's a horrible experience.
Of course.
It's just something that I never want in my life to happen. But I guess it's still a good experience, just because I've grown a little bit, having such traumatic events, and I managed to cope with great grief a lot more. Yeah, and I proved myself to be quite a sturdy person, because I was really smashed by that, but still I'm here, alive and kicking. And
What doesn't kill us?
yeah, makes
makes
us
us
stronger.
stronger, yes.
Right. It's honestly what it is all about for me. Yes.
So did cancer affect your art?
I haven't drawn anything about that, but I had some ideas in mind just because I've been really into botanical motives lately. I've imagined some pictures with a beautiful tree growing from some character's neck. I really enjoy nights. And it would be honestly such a beautiful piece if I drew a tree growing from a knight's armor. From the neck area. It's just an emotion, emotion that is expressed in those paintings.
Like literally how it feels to
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it really feels like something wicked is growing from that area, and I've compared it to some kind of an evil sibling, that is growing from you and sucks up
My
your
evil twin.
yes, and it sucks up your life resources. Yes, so it has always been like that. It always felt like a growing thing, something lurking nearby, and it also felt like a shadow that's I don't know.
That was just behind you.
Yeah,
You
behind
can
you.
see it.
Yeah, but it's always there.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, sometimes I get that feeling. Just because when you get cancer, you really understand that there is no guarantee it's not going back. It's not coming back, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a possibility. But you can't live with that thought for all the time because it is going to drive you crazy at some point.
Yeah.
You need to teach yourself how to live with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because being paranoid is never good, and like preoccupying yourself with the thoughts of like, oh, it may come back, and I will be feeling bad again. It's not good for like mental health, and also it affects your physical health as well.
Yeah, but it's kind of, I think it's inevitable because you're a human person, you're a living being, and it's okay to be scared.
Yeah.
Because cancer for me was really scary. It wasn't maybe as traumatic for me like it is for other people because thank God it wasn't that big, that wasn't that strong, you know.
No, like stage 4 or something.
Yes, it's stage 1. It was stage 1, but honestly, it was still a challenge for me. Emotionally.
Yeah,
first of
a
all.
cancer
And for
is
my
still a
family,
cancer,
yes.
of course.
Yes.
Like everyone is scared.
Yeah.
It just like.
And honestly, it was growing pretty rapidly for some reason. It
So,
was
yeah,
really
there-
strange. Yes, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a typical kind of stuff. It was a thyroid
Thyroid cancer, yeah.
Thyroid cancer, yeah. And usually this type is not that aggressive, you know.
Yeah, I've heard about it because it will sound, I don't know if it will sound strange. My other grandma had thyroid cancer last year, and yeah, also I think it was either stage 1 or stage 2. They did a surgery and everything is good. She's going through treatment, regular appointment with appointments with like an oncologist, everything like that. She's feeling great.
Yeah.
For her it was a good thing because she's like, oh, now I'm gonna get a much more chances to go to like other places to chill, to like rest, like on vacations. Because she is a pensioner and she gets like. She also has asthma. So like asthma, diabetes, and cancer and all that combined.
When life gives you lemons, right?
yeah,
When
literally.
life gives you lemons.
Make lemonade.
Yeah.
So, as we've discussed, it had an effect on your art. Did your worldview change somehow after getting cancer?
It's a complicated question because you can't answer that right now. You have to
Live through it.
No, I mean you have to ponder for some time and you can't come up with Yeah, but I think it did. It did a bit. I became much more. I learned to love life more. And enjoy some. Even when life is bad, you still want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's why I've said that it was a good experience, although the situation was awful. This situation taught me how to love your life and how to love it regardless of anything, because there is nothing more scarier than a thought that you might die someday.
Never kill yourself.
Honestly.
Never kill yourself, guys.
Yeah, honestly, the life is pretty
awesome. Yeah.
Awesome,
Even with all the bad stuff that is happening all around us, like around the world, we still can find joy in knowing that there is a bucket of what. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Alex showed me this meme about bucket of wet slop grins, and I cannot stop using it. I will show you. I will show you later that meme.
There are always people that are going to support you.
Yeah. I mean, there is family. There are friends. There is a network of people, a community of people who had the same problem, for example, the same illness, and you can always find support even just from random people on the internet.
In the street.
I mean,
Honestly.
yeah.
Yes.
It's just like you need to love life just in general because we have only one life, literally YOLO. Um, we need to cherish it and
Yes.
live it how we want to live it, not worrying about all other shit that is happening and can affect us in any way. Like, don't preoccupy yourself with anything coming your way because you will always overcome it.
There's always hope.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that there's always hope, and that is what like changed in myself as well. There's always hope for something better to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, although it was really scary, it was horrifying, honestly. But a lot of people around me, they always did their best to support me and to not let me lose that thread of hope, you know?
Yeah.
Especially my family, my loved ones, my friends. Yeah, everybody has been so supportive about
Yeah.
that, and I'm really grateful.
I mean,
It's just
I can never understand what you went through, but
You don't need to.
yeah, but like I kind of understand because like when I got my epilepsy diagnosis, I was 13,
Mm.
and it was horrifying because I've had like several fits, like several seizures before that, and like the doctors didn't know what it was. I was so surprised. Like I've had 5 or 6 seizures, and after 6 seizures, they were like, "We have no idea what that is." And when I was taken to neurology with myoclonic jerk in my leg, then they decided, "Oh, maybe we should do an MRI on her."
Mm.
I was like, "Oh, why not earlier?" And then they were like, "Oh, you have epilepsy. You probably will have seizures to the rest of your life." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I've almost died when I had my first seizure.
Yeah.
It was scary because, like, I mean, if you have a seizure while sitting down, it's not that scary.
Mm.
But I was going around my room and I fell like inches close to my desk, and it had a sharp angle, like sharp corner. I still had a concussion and blood coming out of my head because I fell from my height to the floor. But like nothing really bad happened. So like, but still, the thought of coming this close to death is pretty much.
Also, when you're 13, for me it was horrifying. The idea of me having cancer at 18 years old was like the worst part of it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I didn't have enough time to do a lot of stuff. I had so many plans. Yes, so that's the most horrifying part for me. That was it for me personally, and well, that's why I tried my best to work harder, because I was living with this idea. I have no idea how much time I have left, you know, and it pretty much gave me a boost, but it was a pretty short boost, because you can't walk. Yes,
Just on that thought.
On that thought, yes, it's it sucks your life resources, like that evil sibling that is invisible, that is
of
just
course.
it's.
But I think it gives you motivation to work afterwards, like now.
Yeah, honestly, yes.
We should not live in fear, but still we should be motivated to do our best before we die, because no one knows when we croak, and like.
You should respect that, I guess.
Yeah.
You should respect the thought that you don't have all the time in this world.
Yeah. Death is not scary. It's just.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thanatophobia topic!
Yeah.
Hooray!
I mean, I'm not scared of dying, I'm scared of not being remembered. So, like, this thought is horrifying.
Yes.
That's why I'm trying to do the most that I can. Like, I try myself at everything. Like, this podcast, I've had this idea for 5 years. And then some people said, let's do it. And we're doing it. I have no idea how to draw. I'm trying my hand at paintings. Everything I can get my hand on, I will do it at some point of my life, earlier or later, just because like I have to leave an imprint of me in this world. Because some people will have something that I've made with my hands and they will remember me
Yeah.
through that art, through like YouTube is gonna be around for a long time, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, and someone will probably find this podcast and look at it and see it and probably like respect us or like or dislike us. It doesn't matter. Someone will see us,
Yes.
and that is what matters in this life.
Oh yeah, I like the comparison with graffitis on the fences. You know,
Yeah.
here was
Somebody, yeah.
someone Johnny was here.
Yeah.
And well, honestly, my projects are like this kind of graffiti that it is really small. I understand that. I understand this like not some DC Marvel comics
Yeah.
type of style, but it is still a thing that is going to be left behind when I'm not here anymore.
Yeah.
You know, that's why my death. The idea of dying
Yeah.
was such a motivation for me, honestly, because I had to do something just to be remembered just by someone.
Yeah.
Even if that's like just 5 people,
Yeah.
5 those followers on Tumblr or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those
Let
5
them
people-
remember. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
though, as long as you are remembered, you're alive.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Literally, like I've written 2 books of poetry. One of poetry. The other is more of a mix. I think like 5 or 6 people have these books, and it doesn't matter that there's so like little of them, so few of them. I can still go print more. I've taught myself how to make books myself, and like I can print my books whenever for whomever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I will gift it to anyone I want to. Like I don't know, like anything, any art. I was here. I did that just to try.
And the best part about it is not even like leaving something after
Yeah.
you. It is an experience.
Yeah.
You lived your life.
Yeah.
You made something cool. You had an opportunity to do something cool.
Yeah,
Isn't
even
that
if you suck
even
at
enough?
something, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the
Try on.
Adventure Time type of quote, like sucking at something is the first step to being cool at something.
Right.
And I love that. It's like one of my mottos in life. Because, listen, I probably, like, my first poem sucked ass. I was a 7-year-old child. I wrote shit about flowers and bugs. And then I started going into more philosophical themes as I grew up. The art, the same thing. Yeah, of course, everyone, like, the first thing you draw is, like, a person, a stick man. And then something like this comes out. Podcast. We started, the first episode was something we tried to scramble from scraps, and now we're trying something new with every episode, like new editing ideas, anything we can do to like improve ourselves. And that's good. That's life.
Yeah.
And
Process of living.
yeah, literally,
Enjoy it.
also it's the same thing with by the way with languages. The language barrier is easy to break by just not being afraid of making a mistake.
Yeah.
Because someone will correct you, and that's nothing to be scared about.
They will understand you anyway.
Yeah. That's how I started talking to like Americans. Because like, why not? They're understanding. They know what I'm
They
saying.
break so many rules. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
The grammar doesn't matter there.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Or my teacher has always told me that as long as you're understood, it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. It doesn't matter. Just talk. Just
Yes.
say that you want to say.
Like, if a person, I mean, you will be corrected if you make a mistake. That's why,
or
like,
not.
yeah or not, it doesn't matter.
No
Like,
one cares.
no one cares.
Yes.
We'll live only once. That's the stuff. I mean, I've made so many mistakes while learning to talk in English, like to be fluent in it. Because I found old like chat room messages that I've written, and I look at it and I go, oh my god, where is my grammar? how did I write it? Like, but I was understood, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
Like, mistakes are not scary.
Experience.
Being corrected is not scary.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
like, we have a whole life to learn. Every day we learn something new, and we need to teach ourselves to be taught.
Oh, it's such a philosophical episode of
Yeah.
Influential Podcast.
I love those. Honestly, like, we've had a lot of shit.
Oh god.
In a good way. We were doing some episodes for shits and giggles, like tier lists, controversial opinions, which was kind of philosophical, but still, like, would you rathers, and then conlangs, philosophy.
Oh, conlands. Yeah, that's such an interesting topic. Honestly, it is science. Yes, it is science, and it is really complicated if you give it a thought. A language exists for many years,
Yeah.
and it grows with those years. And at some point, you just decide to create one. You create not just a language; you create a history of that language, of a lot of people speaking that.
Language.
Those sounds, those words, those words
How being written, the rules, everything, and how
are being
progress-
merged, are being discovered, and it's so complicated. You can't come up with something like that big in an instant.
I mean, every language is a conlang in itself. Because at first, when
Honestly,
people started out, we were communicating by sounds, by signs, and then the languages started emerging. People started making up rules. That's what conlang is.
Yes.
Like, at some point, we will be speaking Esperanto or Rokling, I don't know, some kind of made up other conlang.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, that's the most amusing part about languages. You learn new systems, and you have new systems because when you have only one language in your life, you have one system, you have no idea how others communicate, only your culture. And other languages open so many ways to other cultures, which is also such a great thing. I mean, cultural exchange.
Because language is a way of thinking.
Yes. Yeah. And that's amazing.
It's a huge topic.
Yeah, it's a huge
We can
one.
make another episode.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I mean, we're on the by the way, that's the second part of season 1. If you're just joining us, we aren't planning on season 2. I'm dropping that here, so I will keep my promise. Because if I will not say it on camera, I will forget about it. And now I have to keep my promise and make season 2.
If she breaks her promise, she's gonna be
Face consequences.
I will
Yes,
face
yes.
consequences. I will face hate from my friends.
yes.
And hatred, darling.
Oh my
And
god.
punishment
I mean, I've
from
already
biblically
accurate angels.
with swords.
Fret not.
Fret not,
So,
be not afraid.
oh my god, I love that. Honestly,
Angels?
biblically accurate angels. I mean, we were sorting the books in our department. Do you know which category we put Bible in? Fiction.
Fiction.
No, that's not what you can say on the podcast that you
I mean-
put it to the internet.
Listen,
We are not going to touch upon the subject of religion, okay? Alright?
I mean, it's the only category that suited our our system in our department
Oh, okay.
because we didn't have a
No
lot of
religion.
space. Well, we have a lot of books on religion.
I mean, no religion section?
No, we don't have a
In
lot of books
particular,
on religion. We have a book on religions of Africa, but it's a study. So we put it in science literature, like.
Oh, okay, I see.
So and basically a lot of books about like cultures are in fiction section because we do not classify fiction as something made up.
Mhm.
Well, for example, in Russian language, let's say that. It's something that was written with no intent of scientific research.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if you
Nice.
open up a book from our science section, there will be like a lot of, for example,
Oh.
references
Mm-hmm.
and studies about something, while opening a book, A Journey Through My Land of, I think it was Pessoa, Fernando Pessoa, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. It is a kind of tour guide through Portugal, but it's still like a diary, for example, like his diaries of journey through the Portugal. So
That's
it's
fiction.
yes.
Oh, okay. I
Uh,
understand. Yes.
so it's not. It's a very very like moldable concept of a
Yeah.
category,
Okay. Yes.
which is our department is so small. We
Yeah,
don't have enough
just
space.
making up excuses for calling the Bible a fiction.
I mean, yeah,
understand.
I respect religions in general because I'm pagan. I'm pagan, and I have I have nothing against religion in general.
Mhm.
As we've discussed in the last episode with Ari, I'm okay with religion as long as it doesn't support killing others.
Wind is fiction.
Yes.
We've
made
let's
wind
settle.
up. Yes.
Physics
cannot
are made
see-
up, honestly.
Everything is made up. It's people trying to put anything to explain, like an explanation to something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
Honestly. Yes.
Everything is made up by nature. We're living in a simulation.
Yeah,
Wake up. Wake up, people.
If you didn't know previously.
We are living in the. I'm sorry. I'm turning into the.
No, you are not sorry.
To the
back rooms.
yeah.
I'm turning into
To the hospital. To the hospital.
Oh my god, I'm turning to the Red Pill podcast. Like, can't you say type shit?
Oh my gosh.
So, we've talked already about your art and that you are kind of a comic artist. Well, yeah, you said that you didn't make any comics yet, but I know that you have a concept and a lot of concept arts, and you are writing a script, which is already a path towards a comic. Can you tell us a bit more about it? Because I am really excited to see it. I am waiting. I really want to read it.
7
I've
years
seen
later,
excerpts.
she will see that.
I've seen excerpts from the text, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, right. How do I begin? The characters, the main characters, there are 2 of those. They were made in 2021, I guess. It was just an idea. It was just a concept about a naval advisor that like overtakes the power just because a really young prince has now became a king due to his father's death, and well, it was pretty butchered, I guess. It was really strange. It was really scuffed. And it was forgotten for some time. It was forgotten for 2 years, I think. And I remembered it randomly just at some point in 2023, and I wanted to give it a go, you know? So I remade the concept a little bit. I have worked on the characters' ideas and motivations a lot, because the advisor's name is Charles, and he has changed a lot from the most
from the first concept.
from the first concept, from the most raw one, and if I want to say, yes. He became so much more enjoyable and so much more lifelike, you know. The main character, the prince, the young king, has also changed. because in the raw concept, let's call it
Call it
like
that,
that, he was pretty like not aggressive. He was trying to fight Charles because he understood that something's something's not right, you know. Now he's really timid. He doesn't want to rule. Honestly, he's new to that, and he's really scared of the world around him. So the concept changed a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, this comic is my magnum opus, just because it's a huge book. It's like so exciting, and it's exciting to read a lot of scientific stuff just to make it more believable. The world in this comic isn't particularly some kind of an epoch. It's not like 11th century, you know. It's some kind of medieval fantasy.
Yeah.
But it is mostly inspired by Brothers Grimm work, by the fairy tales that they've written down, you know. This is
Germanic mythology.
Yes, it's a book by Jacob Grimm. In German, it's called Deutsche Mythologie. Mythologie. I've forgotten German. That's such. Oh, yeah.
That's alright.
Yeah. There's a mix of English and German in my head.
I forgot what German is in Swedish, so.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Although I don't have a particular time and particular culture in mind when I write this story, I still try to work on something that was real, that was really present in the medieval times. I try my best to look up the cuisine that was around that time. It's really
interesting. It's like research.
Yes, it is. Not like research.
It is a research, and it's good. I mean, it will broaden your horizons and your cultural knowledge, which is good.
I became so invested in medieval period just because of this comic, because of this project. I'm not a
medievalist.
Medievalist by no means.
But you can.
But still,
there is you can write some. Research papers on it in our university, which is good. Also,
I'd really like to, honestly.
We have a club for it, by the way.
Yeah, medieval club?
Not medieval club, I mean scientific club.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They help the community that helps you publish your papers.
I know, I subscribe to them.
I remember them when I first started working with my club. I had a club in university. But continue with your comic. I'm sorry.
There are a lot of concepts, there are a lot of ideas, and a lot of ideas have changed, honestly, because there was that, the concept of deities in this world is really not that close to the Christianity that was around in medieval times, right? They are more kind of pagans, honestly. They believe in concepts, and those concepts, due to their belief, come to life. And the concept,
like a tulpa.
Well, not really. It's just like sagas. And the heroes of sagas are an impersonation of some kind of event. Like Thanatos in Greek mythology is basically death. Just pure death.
Yeah.
Thanatos. If I'm pronouncing that.
I think,
Yeah, I guess.
Either Thanatos. I have no idea. Is it Greek? Is it Greek?
Yes.
Yeah, then I have no idea. If it's not Latin, don't ask me.
It's Greek. Yeah, Thanatophobia. Thanatos.
Why are you looking at me like that? I love Latin.
No, it's just
Latin.
I love Latin as well, by the way.
That's not that I don't like it. It's just that I just had it so It's a bit hard for me to.
It's a trauma.
I mean,
Yes, it's a trauma.
I am going for postgraduate degree, and we will have Latin there, and that's what excites me the
that's cool.
most. I hate that I will have to learn linguistics again for 3 years more, but I will have Latin and philosophy, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
So
Back to the topic,
Yep,
I guess.
yes.
Yes. The main characters that are inspired by some concepts are the Night of Death and the Night of Life. And those were also pretty different from the start. The Night of Death was a wild hunt. Wild hunt is a concept from also European folklore. If I'm not mistaken, it's around Poland or something like that. Also Germany, but I may be mistaken. I don't remember honestly. It was associated with winter in my world, just like in the real life. But it has changed a lot since then. The Death Knight has become really mild and timid as well. He became someone that saves people from miserable life and that gives them peace after they pass.
that's a good concept.
Yes, it's a good concept of death being not merciless but merciful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think death as a god would be merciful more than merciless, because I don't think death chooses who to kill. For example, it's like the concept of God, which everyone says is merciful, but I think is merciless. Because if God exists, why does He not pay attention to everything happening around? Either it is planned by Him, which is awful, or He doesn't care, which is worse. So.
And the Night of Life is portrayed pretty egotistical. He cherishes life more than anything, even if it's a bad person, a really bad person. He still prefers this person to be alive and not to be dead. And the main character's father, the old king, is an awful person. He is a tyrant, and he dies pretty early in the plot. But the Knight of Life doesn't want him to die just because it's a life taking.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really care about what deeds this man has done in his life, and he's done a lot of bad stuff. Yes.
I mean,
and it's this like a whirlpool, of mythology, some symbols, because I like symbols a lot in art.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
crazy
amazing.
mixture.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
And it's sometimes really hard for me to keep in mind all those facts and concepts, just because it is a spoonful, honestly.
Yeah, I would actually use like Excel tables for all that.
Well, I have the best Excel tables, it's my mind.
Yeah.
And when you're so passionate about something, you have no choice but to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just
I agree.
because it's, as I've already said, it's my magnum opus. I have other ideas, other comics that I really love to make, but this silly little story about silly little king, it's just, I love it with all my heart. Yes.
I love silly little stories because there is a game that has come out not that long ago, web fishing, and everyone is going on and on about it. It's a silly little game that doesn't cost a lot, like $2 or something.
Yeah.
It's a silly little game about being a cat or a dog and going fishing in a confined space, and that's amazing. And that's what inspired me to. I really wanted to create a game for a long time,
Yeah.
and now I have a bit of a concept that I want to go with, and it's gonna be a silly little game, and I don't care if anyone buys it or doesn't buy it. It's just something to make.
It's about creativity.
Yes, yeah. I just want to try my hand at everything.
Yeah.
If I can get my hands on something, I will do it. I will leave my
That's
mark.
great. Pay attention. You've said that this is just a silly little game about being a dog or a cat and going fishing, but it has inspired you.
Yeah, but it also is
This
like,
little game did something great.
yeah. I mean, silly little things are always the best.
Yeah.
But also, I can agree with you on loving like symbolism in art, because I love when you need to think about what you just read
Yeah.
or what you just saw. Because, for example, like not a lot of people know that Adventure Time is not a silly little childish cartoon. It is, if you watch it throughout like the 9 or 10 seasons. It is a really, really philosophical story of friendship, love, trust, and all those things, and it is really amazing, and it also inspires a lot of people. It's like Gravity Falls, 2 seasons, still amazing thing.
Yeah.
A lot of that's what I love. That's what I love about cartoons and why I prefer cartoons to other things. They're made for children by adults, and adults do put a strong meaning into what they made. For example, Steven Universe, which was made by Rebecca Sugar, who I respect really much. This is such a loaded cartoon because it was made not only for children.
Yeah. Louis.
Oh my god, yeah, I've heard, I didn't watch it, but I've heard about it. And it is
Everybody.
so, like,
Yes.
it deals with such, like, tough topics.
Yeah. Like a child loss or.
Yeah, a lot, and this is great. First of all, children are going to grow up with a lot of more mindfulness,
Yeah.
and then adults can watch it and
It's
try
really
to cope.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
It's really, it's not like, bright and loud and stuff
Yeah.
exploding in your
which
face.
is, by the way, bad for children.
Yes, I know.
It-
It's so calm, it's so, like, I don't know, it's such a comfort, like,
Yeah.
thing to watch. I haven't watched that much. I've seen, like, snippets
Yeah,
on the
same.
internet. But honestly, it's so much fun. It's so, like, comfortable to watch.
Yeah.
It's really a passion project, I guess, for the
Yeah.
creators, because I really think that when something good is created, a lot of passion is put into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's amazing.
Yeah, but well, symbolism is not always about some crazy legal
Yeah, yeah,
ideas. It sometimes it's just something beautiful.
Yeah,
Sometimes, well, honestly, for me, a good load of symbolism in the plot is pretty much a coincidence.
mm.
The main characters, the young king's name. I'm so sorry.
That's alright. That's alright.
Is Adonis,
Mhm.
which is a character in the Greek mythology.
Yeah.
He is associated with spring, with
Mhm.
something new,
Yeah.
and it is basically the main idea of the character in my story, and
Yeah.
it was pretty much kind of
Purely
coincidence.
But
Yes.
a lot of symbolism is created by a coincidence.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing instrument that you have. Like art as an
Yes.
instrument is very good. So you wanted to talk about something.
Yeah, back to the topic of symbolism.
Yep.
It's just something that I really am myself quite passionate about. There is an episode in my book where a big boar is killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like a really huge boar, man-eating boar.
Yeah.
This idea has been around since like summer 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So it has always been around. It's just something that I wanted to draw and wanted to tell. And pretty much not that long ago, I believe in October, I've stumbled upon a book by a man called Michel Pastereau, if I'm not mistaken. He's French.
Mhm.
Well, I believe-
Probably French.
Yeah, probably French. Well, maybe someone French speaking, but you know. Okay, never mind. And he wrote about the boar hunt,
Mhm.
the symbolism of boar hunt in the medieval times.
Mm.
Not only about the boar hunt, but a deer hunt as well.
Mhm.
Basically, earlier in the early medieval times, the boar hunt was something that a man had to do to become a real man, to grow up from being a boy, because the boar was considered to be a really fearless, fierce animal
Mhm.
that's going to mow you down without a second thought.
Yeah.
Like really scary, and honestly, it's true. And a man had to go hunting alone, without a horse, without anything. And a boar is an animal that doesn't run away, unlike deer.
Yeah.
The boar is no coward.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically killing a boar,
A bow.
a boar.
Yeah.
In my story is also about growing up,
Mm.
and it is also a coincidence.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've read that article with so much interest because it is about linguistics as well. Because at some point the boars were called like strong, fearless, and so on, so on, so on. Good characteristics, I guess, for an animal. But then the church came into power. The boar became associated with Satan. Because it stinks, it has claws, it has like fangs, the bloodshot eyes.
Oh
know,
my god.
all those- all
yeah,
this
of course.
Like, ew, a pig. Yes, and a deer that was considered an animal coward. Well, it runs away. It became
Symbol of grace or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
It has become a symbol of royal hunt. Just because you have enough space, you have enough land to hunt that deer down.
Yeah.
When you're just a man, you don't have that much that much of a ground to chase it down, to tire it up. Tire down.
Tire it out. Out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are already tired.
Yeah. And it also became like a symbol of Jesus for some reason. I have no idea.
I mean,
Just because,
turning the other cheek or something, probably.
because it has antlers.
Yeah.
And antlers are like the crown that
Yeah.
the spiky crown. I forgot the name. Yes.
Thorn crown.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, and the deer was also told by some kind of man to have a light between its antlers, which is also some godly intervention.
Which is
I guess.
probably that he saw the sun through the trees
Perhaps.
between the antler. It's
Yes.
like a
It's like a cross.
Munchausen
Yes.
story type shit.
Yeah, and it's just it is something that I was really excited to learn. It was really interesting. It was a coincidence for the story, and well, I really like learning new stuff. I really like to
Read giant ass books.
Yeah, it is really interesting. You never like think about why are trolls called trolls.
Yeah.
And then you read about that, why trolls are called trolls.
I want to go deeper into the Scandinavian mythology and also
Scandinavian mythology.
Slavic mythology.
Yeah.
Because I, as a pagan, I haven't chosen a god yet to worship.
You can choose those.
Yeah, one like in neo-paganism, which is called Wicca, you can you are choosing who to worship, and like Scandinavian mythology is interesting because I've heard that Loki is one of the worst, like the one of the gods that is hardest to worship. And then like
Sacrifices and stuff.
I have no idea. I mean that, but for me, like Wicca and paganism is more about like being connected to nature and to oneself
Oh.
and exploring yourself and your feelings. Your like tarot is about psychology more than it is about magic.
Mm.
Because you interpret the cards, you see what the cards are saying, and like you interpret it in the way you want to interpret it. Mostly, even though you have a manual or something, you still see the symbolism in cards and how the cards interact with each other, and like the meanings that are written and all that. And like this is why symbolism is great. It's in a lot of things. Because like literally, I have my tarot cards here. Like if you look at them, there's like every card has a lot of symbolism.
Yeah.
So
It's beautiful. I like the art of tarot cards.
Yeah.
Honestly.
it's
Yeah, it's really interesting about like the intricate designs and the Eight of Swords, Eight
Yeah.
of Cups, and stuff.
yeah, there are a lot of things
Yeah.
there, which I think we will save for a later episode.
Yeah, for another time.
For another time. And I think on that note, we will finish that episode. Thank you for being our guest today. I'm really happy that first of all we've talked in person for the first time.
Yeah. Well,
In person, yeah, but we saw each other on the street, like said
Yeah.
hello, but that doesn't count.
okay.
Really glad to have you. We need a second episode because there is a lot to cover.
Yeah.
So
There's a deep rabbit hole to go
Yeah.
down.
yeah. Thank you so much again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
That was
that's-
a good experience.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Share the podcast, leave a like, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our Telegram channel, to our Yandex Music. Listen to us, watch us, do whatever you want, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.